management office within Digit, and I'm pleased to be here today to give you an overview of what we're doing in the open market consultation, specifically with the questionnaire, and then walking you through the next steps that will lead up to the launch of the pre-commercial procurement. But first of all, let's start with the why. So why an open market consultation? Well, the open market consultation is designed really to do three main things. Firstly, to inform all of you about the upcoming blockchain PCP. PCP being pre-commercial procurement. The second reason is that really it is about understanding or asking the market about what are the latest things that you're working on. So what are the latest developments in blockchain approaches and technology that could be interesting to work on in the scope of this pre-commercial procurement exercise. So we'd really like to hear from you as to what you believe are the main areas that could benefit the European blockchain services infrastructure in the long term. And so we're going to use that information once we have collected it through the consultation to really scope what the PCP tender specifications will be. We want to put out a pre-commercial, we want to put out a tender that makes sense and that allows you to respond in a way where you think that there's some really interesting work and some really added value that you can provide to the process. Okay, so how will it happen, the open market consultation? Well, we have three key channels. Obviously, we have this webinar today to kind of open up and kick off the open market consultation. And then we have an open market consultation questionnaire. Now, the questionnaire is really crucial, and we hope that you guys will take the time to respond to some of the questions that we have in there. What it will allow us to do is to get a first understanding of where the market is around different types of themes and around two key challenges, which I'll go into in just a minute. And then finally, we have an OMC, or open market consultation event, where we hope to bring players in the European ecosystem, blockchain ecosystem, together to be able to discuss, think together, and work out what we think will be the most interesting places to work on in the blockchain arena. And again, all in the context of trying to build a European blockchain service infrastructure for the public good. Great. Okay, on to the next section. Okay, so let's talk for a moment about the structure of the questionnaire. Now, essentially, it's in two parts. So we have challenge one, which is called Designing the Future of EBSI, or the European Blockchain Service Infrastructure. And then we have challenge two, which is creating a European blockchain benchmarking and integration environment. Each question is actually structured into four parts. So if I take you back to challenge one for a moment, we've got lots of different themes in there which are interesting to look at in the context of EBSI, but also more generally in developments in the blockchain space. So we picked out a few: European blockchain, green blockchain, cybersecurity, tokenization, where you can see the list there. And what we're trying to, or the way that we've structured the question, is really in four parts. Firstly, to allow you to define the kind of problem space, how you see the challenges and issues in that particular theme or related to that particular challenge. And then for you to describe what you believe is a potential solution. And then we're interested to hear how would you go about, or how would you approach building a solution to that particular problem. And then fourthly, it offers you also, or the questionnaire offers you also, the opportunity to talk about any relevant standards, or potentially even standards you think should be created in relation to that problem space or that solution space. So there we go. We've got themes on the left-hand side, which are a little more generic, a little more general, which will give you the space to talk about, hopefully, the things that you're working on. And the second is a really specific need. So this challenge too around creating a blockchain benchmarking and integration environment, I think will be a very important milestone for the EBSI to be able to then bring in and test new solutions as the infrastructure progresses. So there we go. Okay, perhaps now just a couple of guidelines for the questionnaire, just hopefully so we can make things clear. Now, it might have seemed a little intimidating on the slide before, but you don't have to answer all the questions. You can answer as many questions as you like, or as few as you like. We want people to provide input on areas where they think they can really add value. So don't worry, no points will be counted against you or anything like that if you only answer one question. Second thing is, you can attach documents and links if they're relevant. Hopefully we're going to have lots and lots of responses to this survey, so please be kind to us and ensure that we're not kind of leafing through just kind of promotional material. Make sure that if you're linking or attaching documents, they really are relevant to the subject at hand. We appreciate that. And maybe just on a logistical front, just so you know, you can save your progress when you're providing input to the questionnaire. In the questionnaire, you can save your progress in the tool which we're using, which is EU Survey, but it doesn't do it automatically. So you've really got to go up to the button and click save. So you've been warned. Maybe it might be worth putting your answers into some kind of document and then uploading them or copy pasting them when you're ready. And maybe just a little philosophy to end in terms of the guidelines. Bear in mind what Einstein said: your answer should be as simple as it can be, but not simpler. I know it's not easy to gauge exactly, or I know that maybe some would like clearer instructions on exactly how they should answer the questionnaires, but this is the best that we've got for you. So hopefully that's clear, or clearish. Okay, so on to the next slide. Okay, and now on to the key milestones for this open market consultation. So on the 17th of January, we published the open market consultation questionnaire on the Europa website. You can find a link to that if you Google European Blockchain PCP, but then again, you probably already know the link to that page, as that's how and where you signed up for this webinar. Okay, and then the deadline to submit your questionnaire answers is the 3rd of March. And the reason that it's the 3rd of March is that obviously we would like to host an event here in Brussels on the 11th of March to bring vendors together to discuss a little bit more, or for us to present the results of this open market consultation, and also for us to continue the discussion on what should be in the scope of this pre-commercial procurement. So we hope to see you there, and we will set the deadline to register for the vendor event as the 23rd of February. And again, you can do that on our European Blockchain PCP webpage. So there we have it. Thank you very much for your time and for your attention, and we'll now move on to the next section.